today. I sincerely appreciate it. This is a beautiful location. Great job. Fantastic barbecue, fantastic food. So does everybody know what the Board of Equalization is? Because I've been to about 15 counties now, and I have to tell you that a lot of people look at me when I say Board of Equalization, and they'll raise their hand and they'll say, we have one of those? Or is that a local board? So the Board of Equalization it's California's tax board. It administers about $50 billion a year of California's revenue. Sales tax, use tax, alcohol, cigarette, insurance, and about 30 other tax programs all come under the board's jurisdiction. They're also an appellate body. So if you have an income tax appeal from the franchise tax board, you appeal in front of the Board of Equalization. And that's where I've come before them on multiple occasions before to kind of see them work and to see them not work so well sometimes, unfortunately. But I'm running for this board because it's one of those that it's too important, even though it's not well known, it's too important to let it just go to another termed out Republican politician. And that's what's happened before. We've had Dean Andall, right now we have Bill Leonard, and we've got four fantastic individuals by the names of George Runner, Roy Ashburn, Alan Nakanishi, and Barbara Albee that are running for this seat on the Republican side. And most people will tell you this is a safe Republican seat because it goes, as Margie said, from the Oregon border down to Bakersfield, over to Ventura, and into the back part of Santa Barbara. It's 34 counties in all. It's an absolutely huge district. But because of the work that your group has done and other groups throughout this district, it's now 0.62% into the Democratic column. That's exactly right. Exactly right. And I have to tell you, I've driven from Oxnard to Redding, Oroville to Orosi, and now Nevada County to Sacramento, and just about every Democratic group in this district is doing more Democratic voter registration. So we have a real chance in November 2010 to pick up this seat. But I'm going to need your help because it's a big district, and every Democratic voter that we can get is going to make a difference come November 2010. So why me? Why ChrisParker for this seat? I have to tell you that my first job was shoveling manure, which is not something you think you're going to put at the top of your resume until you start to get involved in politics. And then people are like, yes, please, as fast as you can. I'm running for this board for three reasons. As I said, it's California's tax board, and it needs to be fair. You need to know that when you go in front of the board, you're going to have an equal opportunity to have your case heard. But we've had Republican board members who look at the taxpayer and say, like we talked about at dinner last night, this is an easy case. The problem is that you and I would not have the opportunity to go have dinner with the board member the night before our case. That doesn't create a fair system. And we have a board member sitting there right now who sends out a newsletter and says, this is what I'm going to do in this case. Even though I haven't heard it, I already know what I'm going to do. That's not fair either. It doesn't create good tax policy, and it doesn't create a system that we can depend on to go forward. So it needs to stop. The second reason I'm running is because we need to hold those who cheat the system accountable. We have in California what's called a tax gap. It's the difference between what we expect to collect based on the way legislation is written and what we actually collect. That number is $8.5 billion. And I'm sad to say it's $8.5 billion every year. Now, we may not get every one of those dollars, but it's like fundraising. Every dollar we do get can go to protect and fund the programs that make California the Golden State: education, healthcare, infrastructure, and the environment. And the last reason I'm running for this seat is because I think it's time that we use some common sense and put a tax person on California's tax board. I'm the only tax attorney that's running for California's tax board. I wouldn't go to a plumber to get my hair cut, and I wouldn't go to an eye doctor to administer California's taxes, particularly when I can tell you how many cases I see where doctors screw up their taxes. But that's exactly who the leading candidate is on the other side. Alan Nakanishi is an eye doctor. Now, he may be a decent eye doctor, but that doesn't mean he's ready to run California's tax system. So let's make the system fair. Let's hold those who cheat the system accountable, and let's put somebody on California's tax board that actually understands taxes so we can have a conversation about how to move our system into the 21st century. Now, you already heard mention from Mickey about how state employees have 3 furlough days. Well, I am a state employee. I have 3 furlough days. And I have to tell you that I've been trying to make lemonade out of the lemons there and drive around this district as fast as I can using those furlough days. But I need your help, because having a 15% pay cut means my resources are a little on the slender side right at the moment. So any support you could give to the campaign would be greatly appreciated. As you see at the gas pump, I'm sure prices are going up a little bit, and in the last 7 months I've put 10,000 miles on my car getting around this district. I'm going to continue to keep that pace because that's the way we are going to win this seat in 2010. So if Margie will allow me, I'll take any questions. And I don't see any questions, so I'm going to,
I'll talk to you later.
Okay. So I'm going to take a little privilege here and take a moment to introduce my candidate for insurance commissioner, who also happens to be my assembly member. It's great to see him on the road all the time. Assembly member Dave Jones.